Bitcoin has got the potential to reach 6,000 US dollars by the end of May 2019. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, you heard me right. I am not joking. This is very serious, and I have a lot of evidence to back up my prediction. So if you guys are interested in such type of material, today we are also going to be talking about the golden cross, and we are also going to be talking about the fourth Elliott wave which Bitcoin is apparently having. And I really want to talk about a few other evidences that I have gathered and the things that we are supposed to be doing in order for us to really take advantage of what's really going to happen to the whole entire cryptocurrency market. Did you guys sell yesterday's top? Did you really get to make money off of this 10% price drop? Well, let's jump into my BitMEX account and let me just show you my few orders. I actually got to sell EOS and Ethereum because I really thought that these were very oversold, and I really got to sell Ethereum at the price of about 163 US dollars, and I really closed my Ethereum trade right around 142. Of course, if I had to wait a little bit longer, I could have made way much more money, but it's all about not being greedy. It's all about getting out as soon as you make enough money, especially when you have a very drastic drop when it comes to the price. So when it comes to Ethereum, when it comes to EOS, EOS, I got to sell EOS right around 10,326 Satoshi, and I actually got to close my trade at 9,646 Satoshi. So indeed, if I had to wait a little bit longer, I would have made way much more money. But just like I told you, it's all about not being greedy and just getting to be satisfied with whatever amount of profit that you make. So as you can see, I really ended up selling at the top. Yesterday we did indeed experience a very drastic drop. So basically, let me talk about the golden cross and why it is very important. So the first thing that you guys have to understand is that a golden cross is a trend verifier. A trend verifier is something that can really give you a lot of confidence, and it can really allow you to plan for your moves in a better way because you have a clear direction of where the ultimate trend is going to be in the midterm to about long-term future. Just to summarize everything, a golden cross is a situation where the 50 exponential moving average gets to cross above the 200 exponential moving average. So this is a very good reliable trend verifier. It's a trend filter, and it has been used for a very long period of time. As you guys can clearly see from this article, this is an article that I'm going to be linking in the description box below, right? So in 2015, 2012, 2009, 2016, 1998, the stock markets have been experiencing a very similar situation where the 50 EMA gets to cross above the 200 EMA. So right now, if we check out the exponential moving averages, right, as you guys can clearly see, let's get back to the 4-hourly chart, right? This was the time when the 50 EMA crossed above the 200 EMA. This is when everybody became very bullish. In order for me to explain the real reason why exactly we ended up having that drastic drop yesterday, right, we obviously need to go way back in time. So obviously we experienced this falling wedge, right? And you guys already know that during the end of the falling wedge, we usually have a counter trend. And obviously in this situation, right, we ended up going back up because we were falling during this range, right? So obviously we ended up making this drastic pump all the way in the upward direction, right? And then we had a continuation pattern right over here, and obviously a lot of people were referring to this as a bullish flag, or rather a bull flag. So what usually happens is that when a bull flag is formed, there's obviously going to be a continuation in that same trend direction. So obviously this move was a completion of this particular upward momentum, and right around this area we ended up forming a symmetrical triangle. So if you guys have been learning a little bit about technical analysis, you guys obviously understand the fact that a symmetrical triangle is a neutral trend indicator. So this basically means that the trend can either go in any direction. A bull flag is a continuation indicator, and that really means that wherever the trend was going, that's where it's going to continue going. So basically at the completion completion of this symmetrical triangle, right, we experienced this move up because we were finishing this continuation pattern all the way from the time that we ended up you know, coming out of this falling wedge. So this is one of the reasons why we ended up you know, going a little bit further, and then we experienced a little bit of exhaustion. We ran out of gas, and obviously people were taking profit because, I mean, by the end of the day we actually grew all the way to about, you know, 25% profit when it comes to the growth of Bitcoin. So obviously some people are going to be taking profit. So this is why we ended up you know, reversing back down, because we had a completion of this you know, this particular upward trend all the way from the falling wedge. So basically this whole entire growth that we experienced was due to the falling wedge that we experienced. I'm very happy that we experienced this dump yesterday because it's a very healthy correction, and it's really going to allow us to go back, gather a little bit of buying power, get back our volume, and just get to continue our uptrend, which is going to eventually lead us to potentially close to 6,000, or I don't know, like anything which is going to be above 4,500 US dollars. So this is a very good thing that really happened to us, because for example, if we check out the RSI, right, the resistance and strength indicator, we were so overextended, and we just had to like go back and gather a little bit of momentum as well. So this is the daily RSI. As you guys can see, yesterday we were very overextended, and we just had to like you know, go back and just start over again because it's very healthy. So if we check out the 1 week chart, right, we are obviously almost close to the top when it comes to the RSI, but we still have a little bit of more room to grow as well. So whenever we experience a very drastic fall, right, we usually end up going in that particular direction. Like for example, right now we are forming somewhat of a very bearish flag right now. As you guys can clearly see, right, we are starting to trade right around this area, and we are potentially forming a very bearish flag. So what usually happens is we end up continuing in this pattern. So we have a very likely scenario where Bitcoin might end up dropping a few points down. So for example, we might end up dropping all the way down to about you know, the 61.8% fib level, because we do have some support right around this area between the 61.8 all the way down to about 78.6% fib level. So for example, if we end up correcting, if we end up continuing down, I really hope to find a little bit of resistance right around this area. So anything which is going to be you know, around this area, most likely we are going to end up bouncing right around the 78.6% fib level, because we are going to have a continuation of this downtrend right over here, because we are forming a very bearish flag, and we had a little bit of support here. We had very good support right around this area. The more we keep on trading back and forth right around this area, right, the higher likelihood we are going to end up dropping down. So the most ideal scenario is us retracing back like that in a very sharp upward trend, but that is most unlikely to happen. So the most likely scenario is we are going to end up dropping down a little bit further in order for us to bounce back right around the 78.6% fib level. This is the place where I actually have my buy orders. This is the place that I'm looking forward to when it comes to the price of Bitcoin finding more support and me actually getting to buy back. So we might end up doing something like that, or we might just end up, you know, retracing back up, but that is very unlikely, because what usually happens is that since we are really continuing to drop, we are definitely going to have a continuation pattern right now, because we are forming, which is we are forming something which is very similar to a very bearish flag. It's all about finding support, finding resistance. So I'm not really going to be very shocked when the price of Bitcoin goes slightly way below 3,500 US dollars, or close to about 3,500 US dollars. That is really going to be a very good buying signal. The other thing that I really wanted to show you guys is obviously the market depth, because this is very important. So as you can see, in the next 5% price point, right, we are having slightly more bids as compared to the buy areas when it comes to Bitcoin. So obviously, just like I told you, we have a very likely scenario where the price of Bitcoin is obviously going to end up going, you know, just slightly below the current price and finding way much more support, because we are currently having way more buy orders as compared to the sell orders as well, as you guys can clearly see from this chart right around this area. So if we check the 1 month market depth, we are experiencing very good substantial buying power as well. So we are most likely going to end up just dropping a few points. Let's just try to measure this area. This is like slightly, you know, 5% price difference. So just like I told you, this is where we are most likely going to find some major support, just like we are being shown by the market depth. This is where we are going to have a lot of buying power as well. So please be very careful. A few other external indicators that I really enjoy using are, for example, the crypto fear and greed index, because it really allows us to find out exactly what the market sentiments are when it comes to greed and fear. You guys already understand that greed and fear is pretty much what really makes up the whole entire market, if I can put it that way. And right now we are having a very neutral market sentiment, because we are currently at 47 when it comes to the greed and the fear index. The most intelligent thing that you can ever do is obviously get to buy when there's a lot of fear. So for example, when the fear and the greed index number is very low, right? Like for example, when it is way below 20, this is one of the perfect buying opportunities you can ever have. So like for example, right around this area we had the fear was very high and the number was very low. It was like way below 20. It was around 14. And when it comes to the greed being very high, this is when you should really get to like sell. Anything which is above 60 is a very good selling price point. So I really hope you guys understand how you can pretty much get to use the crypto fear and the greed index to have like an added market analysis indicator, which is like way separate from the technical analysis indicators that you guys usually get to use. Congratulations, you made it this far. You guys are so awesome. So all I want you to do is type the words trading challenge in the comment section below, just to let me know that you are still watching this video right now. And I'm about to give you my trading plan, if I can put it that way. So let's talk about what we are going to be doing in order for us to like turn out to be very profitable in the coming few months. We did talk about the fact that Bitcoin has got a very high probability of dropping down to this level. So what I'm going to do is I'm obviously going to be buying a few alternative cryptocurrencies when Bitcoin finds a very stable base, and it's going to be a very good buying opportunity when it comes to the risk and the reward. Remember what I told you about the golden cross, right? We are supposed to have a very bullish bias, so that really means we are supposed to be trading and going long when it comes to you know, trading and really getting to make a little bit of profit. So all you got to do is find great buying opportunities. So in case we end up, you know, dropping a few price points below, all you gotta do is buy back cheaper, because you guys already know that we are eventually going to end up going back up high. What's really going to happen if the price of Bitcoin doesn't drop to this level? What happens if the price of Bitcoin just ends up going back up high? Well, in case that happens, I'm going to have another video for you guys, so you guys are going to be updated, and we are obviously going to find other better buying opportunities. I hope you guys remember what I told you about the Elliot waves, right? Right now we are dealing with the fourth Elliot wave, and what's really going to end up happening is we are going to just end up going above this previous high. We are obviously going to end up crushing the previous resistance that we faced right around the 4,239 level. Right now a lot of people are fearing, a lot of people have got a very bearish expectation, and they are thinking that we are going to end up dropping way below the 3,100 levels. So a lot of them are going to be caught off guard. A lot of them are going to end up buying back whenever this move happens, whenever we end up crashing this resistance right around this area, and we are just going to end up having a snowball effect. And you guys remember last week I told you that right around this area, right, we barely have any resistance. So the moment Bitcoin ends up crushing this resistance, this is when we're bound to have a suckers rally. Remember what I told you about, you know, the market psychology? This is when everybody's just going to end up saying Bitcoin is going to go to about 20,000 US dollars, and all hell is going to break loose. So basically around this area we barely have any resistance, so we are obviously going to end up going and testing this resistance right around the 6,000 level. So this is one of the reasons why I am saying that we have the potential to go close to about 6,000 US dollars, because whenever we end up crashing this resistance, I kid you not, a lot of people are going to be jumping back into Bitcoin, and this is going to end up being a suckers rally where everybody's just going to end up being super bullish. A lot of people are going to end up selling their houses, and a lot of them are going to be jumping back into Bitcoin. But since we are preparing for all these moves, we're obviously going to end up selling right around this area. I don't really know about you guys, this is not really financial advice. I'm not really a financial advisor, so basically I'm going to be selling right around this area, and what's really going to happen is we're going to have a very drastic, huge capitulation, and we are going to end up crushing this base right around this area, and we are obviously going to form lower lows. So you guys better make money, especially when it comes to the suckers rally, because that's really going to be a very good golden opportunity. And due to the fact that we have a very good golden cross, that really means that we are going to have a very good bull run in the upcoming months, or I don't know, years from now on. But you guys have to understand that we have to have one final capitulation. We also need to have a suckers rally. We need to have like a lot of people following back in and then just simply getting to crash their dreams. So during that time, you guys have to be very prepared. You guys have to buy very good alternative cryptocurrencies. So basically I'm going to be trading a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies, and I'm obviously going to buy Bitcoin, but I'm obviously going to have way much more alternative cryptocurrencies as compared to Bitcoin, because you know, whenever Bitcoin grows about 20%, a lot of altcoins usually tend to like double that. A lot of altcoins tend to perform better as well. So basically this is one of the reasons why I really think Bitcoin is going to go to about 6,000 US dollar, because you know, we are going to experience this situation. If you happen to have any other theories, all you gotta do is drop everything in the comment section below, because it's all about learning from one another. It's all about educating ourselves. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. I go by the name of Muna, and I'm not really a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, and you guys always have to be extremely careful. Always make sure you safeguard your profits. Always protect your portfolios by only trading with about 10% of your portfolio, because this market is heavily manipulated and you can lose your money anytime. So be extremely careful. So happy trading, and I'm obviously going to talk to you guys a little bit later. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on post notifications, because you do not want to miss any update from me. You don't really want to miss any video from me, because we are going to be talking about a whole lot of great stuff as well. So yeah, talk to you guys a little bit later. Bye.
Yeah, me done talking. Yeah, me does them gun barking you. Yeah, me done talking. Yeah, me does them gun barking you. Yeah, me done talking. Yeah, me does